Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Okay, I took a kind of a weekend off from the camp. Wound up getting some kind of crud and all nasally and running fever and all this kind of stuff, and just now getting over it. This is Sunday. But anyway, I think it was Saturday, I started to look at a old friend. Started looking at this old Hewlett-Packard DC voltmeter. Let's see, what is it? Model 405 Baker Romeo 405 BR. Anyway, one of the things that bothered me was these are the decade counters right here, and you have a weird digital what do you call that, binary system actually, but it's like 1, 2, 2, 4. If you add them all up, I believe it's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then 0, you know, I guess you could say 10 digits. Anyway, one of the things that bothered me about these was the Nixie tubes. They didn't seem like they were working right. So I didn't even know what type. The manual doesn't tell you what these are. But here are 4 of the Nixie tubes right here. Now there's 3 modules, each decade counters right here. There's 4 modules, 1, 2, 3. And I was like, how can I test these things? So I just pulled this one out. That was my guinea pig right here. And I pulled it out and used it, and I figured out the wiring on it. Really, Nixie tubes are really just a really extravagant neon bulb. They really are. That's all they are. But here are 3 of the older Nixies right here. And here's one that's different. It's a Raytheon. And I was able to get the specs off of it. Let me get my notes here. Anyway, I didn't know. I had a feeling these things were, I had some bad ones, but I couldn't prove it. But I found a data sheet. But first I want to give you the part number. I got to figure out what I did with it. Yeah, the Nixies. They're B-5092 and a Jan number, Joint Army Navy, 8421. With that information, finally found it. I was able to find the data on this thing. That gave me all the pinouts. And here are the pinouts. Anode number numeral 09876543321. With that information, okay. So now I needed to know what voltage did these things fire on. Well, let's go to another schematic here. You have to use, sometimes when you work on this stuff, you have to use what you have on hand. I'm sorry, I can't find my sheet that I thought I had. Hang on. I thought I had it. I don't know what I did with it. That's alright. Let's see. We still have it up here. Right here. Yeah, I don't know what I did with that sheet. Anyway, basically you have a 250 volt source which connects to pin 8 of the module, and then that is basically feeding the anode of the Nixie tubes. And still don't know what I did. Ah, here it is. I'm sorry. That 250 volts comes in over here on pin 8 of the socket right here. It comes up through a 33K into pin 2. And we come over here to this sheet, and pin 2 is the anode. Okay, now that I know that, I can use the power supply. I don't have a 250 volt power supply in here yet, and I'm working on it. Anyway, I just use the power supply of the voltmeter itself, okay? And that would be, let's see, which wire here? I disconnected it. Here's the yellow wire right here. So I'm using the 250 volts. Okay, now that I know it's 250 volts, the B5092 right here, there is a section in, here we go, supply voltage right there on the B5092 right here. Right there, come down, and here is 250 volts, and your drop-in resistor should be 56K. So if you're taking let me get my, here's 250 volts. If I'm simplifying this and trying to treat y'all like kindergartners, I'm sorry. Let's see, I forgot what this symbol was for a Nixie tube. Okay, here we go. We're just going to call this a Nixie tube right here. It's a gas filled tube. Anyway, 56K. And now if you'll remember, most little neon NE50, what is it, NE55 or 70 volt tubes. So this is what you would have. You would have usually about a 100K resistor right here, B plus and ground. You would have 100K here, and here's your little your little neon bulb right there, and they fire at 70 volts. So that's that. But these use a 56K and at 250 volts. Now, next question is, well, how much voltage does it take to fire this this bulb? Well, we'll come over here to the absolute ratings. Ionization voltage maximum, 170 volts. Supply voltage minimum, 170 volts. Cathode current peak, 3.5 milliamps. That's a lot more than a little 70 volt neon bulb does. Supply voltage 170. Series resistor 10K. That's at 170 volts. If you have 250, it's 56, and 300 volts is 82. Cathode current minimum 1.5 milliamps, maximum 3.5 milliamps. So that's what we need to know. So basically what I've done, I've went here to this 250 volt source right here with a clip lead, which is this one right here, and then I've come out the other side. I have a 51K resistor. Don't ask me how I got a 51K. I inherited a bunch of strange resistors from a school, from a college. Anyway, there goes my battery. This is ground. So basically what I've done is I've tested each one of these. And let me pause you for just a minute. Okay, I have you set up. So let's test. Let's get our sheet out here. This is our 250 volt source through a 51 ohm resistor. 51K, should I say. And here is pin 2 right here of the this is pin 2 right there of the tube. That is the anode, which is the positive side. Alright, I'm going to activate. I'm going to zoom you guys out just a little bit, make it a little easier for me. So there's 250 volts on here. So now number pin 3 is going to be a 0. So here we go. As you can see, it's not fully filled out. It's missing just a little bit. And that's the problem with these. They're not fully firing, I guess you could say. Alright, let's go down to a 9, which is pin 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. See, there's 4 right there, not even showing up. And I don't know if you can see it or not, but look right there. I don't know if you can see it or not, but I think this tube is gassy because it's got a little blue glow in there. Shouldn't be nothing in there but neon. Anyway, that digit's not working. That is that should be a 9. So let's see. This one here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 5. Pin 5 should be an 8. Nope, that one ain't working either. There's a 7. 7 works pretty good, I guess. Alright, let's see what else. Let's see, Sarah, I lost count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pin 5. Pin 5 is an 8. No 8. Pin 6 should be a 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can't see without my glass. There's a 7. We got a 7. That one worked. And pin 8. That's internal. We need to skip that one. This next one here should be pin 9, which should be a 5. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Nothing. It's lighting up here, but it ain't lighting up there. And alright, this should be 10. That should be a 4. No, nothing on it. There's a 2. 2 is pin 12. That's barely lighting up. It's not fully lit up. And there's a 1. So, this tube, I think this tube is gassy. I think this thing has got a little bit has lost a little bit of its charge. I think it's got a leak in the envelope somewhere. So that's not a good tube. So let's check another one. And I'm not going to get real specific on things, but I'm just going to start this way. There's the 1. It's not fully lit up. There's that's going to be a pin 2. I'm sorry, digit 2. It's not partially. It's only partially lit up. And then that right there is 13, 12, 11. That's pin 11. That's going to be a 3. And you can see it's not quite right. There's a 4. Barely lit. There's a 5. It's partially lit. So as you can see, this one is not right either. Now, this third tube here, it's the same way. But here's the good one. This is the different one than the rest of them. And this is a Raytheon. And it's shaped a little bit different. The Raytheon has a flat top, and whatever these are, whoever made these, round. Do the same thing. Now, a real bright, crisp one. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Whoop, where's 9? There's 9. And 0. So see, this one works. This is a good one out of all of those. So, what does that mean? I found some on eBay. You know how eBay is. I found some on eBay. They're $30 a piece, and I need 2 more. I'd like to get a hold of some Raytheons. Those seem to work really good, and that one seems to be really bright. So I don't own this thing. I don't know if you remember that, but I've got to talk to the owner about it, see if he's willing to purchase a couple. There's my phone. And to see if he wants to proceed with this thing. But to make this thing work right, I got to have those Nixie tubes. And also, the other thing on here, I tell you what, let me take y'all back out of this cradle. Be more efficient. The other problem is, let's see if I can do this without getting electrocuted. See this bulb right here? That socket that is in right there? See that little dog ear right there? This one's all busted to heck and back. So I got to find a socket for that and some replacement bulbs, because from what I understand, it has to have these bulbs too to work correctly, if I understand this theory about this right. So I got to get some bulbs for this, new sockets for that. I have no clue. I may just make one out of something. I don't know. I'll figure that out as I go. But that's where I'm at with this thing. A little quickie, but I finally found some data on these things. And these things are really strange. I'm not going to sit there and try to decode how this thing exactly works. I just need to know what it does. Excuse me. Anyway, that's my update on this thing. And we'll see if he wants to spend any money on this thing. I already put a bunch of capacitors in here. One there. I got 2 filter caps right there for the power supply. Another capacitor there. I know there was some more somewhere. I thought I changed more than that, but I guess I didn't. Anyway, that's where I'm at with this. So, anyway, that's the update for this, and maybe we can get some new Nixies for this thing, or some new old stock or whatever, and get them displays working, and hopefully we can get this thing working. Alright, thanks guys. Hit the like button, subscribe if you hadn't done so already. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Take care, God bless, and talk to you later.